When it comes to the Amulet matchup for Mono Black, do you think it's worth adjusting the board for that matchup or dodging it altogether? I actually haven't found it to be that bad, to be honest. It's like your Thoughtseizes and Karns and Lilianas are really good. Fatal Push can be incredibly powerful against the Dryads. Karn is your most important card. Damnation can line up well against their draws too. I don't think that you're like. I think it's close to maybe slightly in their favor, but I don't think the matchup is awful. Okay, so on the draw, in the blind. Let's keep... I think I'm going to put back the Tech Numa. What part of Karn is important versus Amulet Titan? The ability to get Liquimetal Coating to start to blow up their lands. The ability to get Torpor Orb to stop the ETB of Primeval Titan or... oh boy. To stop the ETB of Primeval Titan or... Cultivator Colossus, and you can also get an Ensnaring Bridge plus Pithing Needle on Beseiju. Can be hard for them to get around too sometimes. You just have a lot of good angles of attack with the card. Did they stream the announcement? No, the stream is this evening. I don't think I'm going to be able to watch it since me and Esther are looking at a house this afternoon. Like around that time. Any budget replacements for Cabal Urborg? I mean, that's like the whole deck. It's like asking for a budget replacement for the Tron lands in Tron. It's just like... I don't know how to answer the question. Yeah, dude, imagine if I get the Pro Tour back and a house all in the same day. Any budget replacements for house? That's the real question, huh? Anybody got a budget replacement for a house? They didn't cast the Seasoned Pyromancer? What? They didn't cast anything? What in the world? What? Van, RV? Yeah. It's called an apartment. You'd think. You'd hope. Oh, so they knew about the push, that's why they didn't play the Priest, but I would have definitely cast the Seasoned Pyromancer, discard 2 cards that you can get back for value. Probably losing game 1. Grief Ephemerate, obviously very strong. Yeah, the market is crazy here. Me and Esther have both, like, we've only put in 2 offers so far, and it's just everything. Nothing makes any sense. It's all madness. But it gets back the Seasoned Pyromancer, discarding Ox of Agonis, drawing 2 new cards. Yeah, Bridge from Below is banned. This is the like Mardu Blink Reanimator deck that's popping up in popularity. I think it's pretty cool. I like that the list kind of floods the board pretty quickly. They need to play 4 copies of Persist, but once they do, their deck will be absolutely unstoppable. Yeah, I don't like the Citrus Suppliers very much either. I do think they get better if you play cards like Ox of Agonis, but I'm not a big fan. I really don't like the enchantment. The enchantment that you can channel to flicker, and I hate that it doesn't answer enchantments. I really despise that part of the card. It's just like, why can't I get Rest in Peace with it? And I also just like have never really seen that card be good. I think that card is like, that card has new Esper Charm syndrome, where people like love the card because it's cool. It's got Witherbloom Command syndrome. It's got Tarmogoyf and Murktide syndrome, where boy is it cool, but it's also not that good. All right, let's take out the sack effects for the Voidwalkers and click submit. Stitcher and Fable are busted. Like, I think Fable's good. Like Stitcher's like a really high variance card though, right? I do think the deck is good. I think it's silly they don't play 4 Persist though. Is there no Modern for the new Pro Tours? I would be shocked if there was never another Modern Pro Tour. As far as I know, they've only announced that the first one's going to be Pioneer. I think it's good to do a variety of formats, and I actually think it makes a ton of sense to do Pioneer first, because like if there's going to be any interest in the format, Wizards needs to figure it out first. I think, right? How's the Murktide matchup? I think it's pretty good. Your sack effects are really strong against him. Liliana's great against Murktide. I think you're like a slight favorite. Don't mind it. Yeah. I don't think Citrus Supplier is terrible. I just kind of think that there's maybe like better options. Okay, I like this hand a lot. I'm not sure if I need to lead on Voidwalker or Profane Tutor. I usually like to play Profane Tutor in spots like this so I can go turn 4 Golos. Like you might want to just main deck Thoughtseize over Citrus Supplier. I think I'll suspend the Tutor so I can go turn 3 Voidwalker, turn 4 Golos. Yeah, Wild Zebra, it looks like it's a little bit better than Scenario 3. It's like a little bit different than any of my any of my hard predictions, but I start doing Pioneer deck sometime soon. Once I'm like invested in the format, I guess we should probably shoot for kind of digging deep into Pioneer next week, right? Next week, since there's a modern PTQ tomorrow. There's a modern PTQ tomorrow. Tomorrow, like right when the stream usually starts, and so I think that's just gonna be tomorrow's stream, and then over the weekend I could try to work on Pioneer decks and then just try to be like ready with it on Monday. How often does Cabal Coffers cost you not being able to produce mana by itself? Somewhat often, but it's like it's just kind of like Tron, right? Where like your Tron lands don't do much until you assemble Tron, right? You're sacrificing some consistency for power level. And you can also increase the consistency of coffers too if you play less like non-swamp lands, but I think that with all the land tutors, it's fine to build a deck this way. Yeah, just definitely gonna Golos for a second coffers here. Yeah, I played the I think the only Pioneer Grand Prix. It was Grand Prix Phoenix in that must have been 2018, 2019. I have no idea. 2019 probably. And I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really fun paper format, despite like that being post Theros. I actually had a really good time. Yeah, it was like right before like the first wave of COVID. Alright, I'm going to cast a Griselbrand. I'm going to cast an Expedition Map. I'm going to cast a Cling to Dust. I'm going to cast Thoughtseize. I'm going to cast Thoughtseize. I guess I'm going to crack the Expedition Map. It was 2020. Yeah, I just can't remember. It all blends together. I think I like our sideboard plan. Would Winota be my first stream, or would I try brewing out of the gate? I don't know. We'll see. I just need to spend some time with it. Like this hand. A little bit slower than the other hand. Last draw was pretty nuts. This deck has just been so good and fun. Great combination of the two. I've been good, brain dude. Yeah, we've been talking nonstop about the announcement. I posted a pre-reaction video to it last night, and kind of covering what my thoughts would be on any possible scenario, and I think we are about a little bit better than scenario 3. Not quite scenario 4, but about scenario 3. I'm really happy with how this video turned out. I think it's a good watch, even though we already have the announcement. Ooh, just a turn 1 Fury? That's probably good. Huh. I'm gonna have a hard time answering that. The Golos can trade for it down the line. Can't push it. Alright, I guess we're gonna go for the Inquisition. So if I can somehow draw a way to discard their Solitude and cast it with the Fury, that'll be good. Yeah, it's not scenario 4, but I mean, I did get some things on my scenario 4, which was my all my dreams coming true was scenario 4. I did get some things on the wish list. All right, taking 6 down to 8. Can technically take one more hit. All right, it's Cling to Dust. Second Voidwalker is not very helpful here. Just can't block. I don't really think I've got much choice besides cast second Voidwalker. Hope to... I don't know. I guess I don't know what I can draw, though, because Thoughtseize is no longer alive. Yeah, my friend's coming back to Magic as part of it. I think that's going to happen. I feel like Pascal's Red Black deck is better than this Marty build. I don't know. They're kind of very... I feel like they're pretty different decks. Maybe not super different. Does Grinder Spike still do testing on stream? No. Still gonna be a lot of testing off stream. We'll see. Like, obviously, like, sometimes, you know, maybe some compromises have to be made, but... for the most part, I want to try to keep things the way I've been doing them. Okay, so my hope, as I guess, has to be that my opponent discards the Solitude to the Fable, and they mess up. I don't think I've got any other chance. Yeah, Huey did it. The bastard did it. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, obviously, like, easy mistake for them to not make. GG. Wouldn't we want to crack the map and play Urborg? Maybe. I think it's maybe a little bit better to, like, pretend like we have something. Let's keep this. Hopefully push is good in this matchup. I just committed and bought the deck. Yeah, I also, I think, finished this deck in paper. I think there's one card I'm missing. Like, one weird card I forgot to get. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think what it was that I don't know if I already have a Damnation or not. I think I have a Damnation, but I was looking and I couldn't find it. So I need to do some more digging and see if I actually already own one or if I need to buy a second. Wait, is this the mirror? Okay, not quite the mirror. They're playing Scavenger Grounds. Dude, it's awesome how we've actually just started to play the mirror match a bunch. I'm gonna ask if I'm playing the Golos version. Do you know what formats approach will be? I think they announced that the first one's gonna be Pioneer, which I think means like that they're going to do a good mix of like standard, Pioneer, Modern. Is my prediction. Obviously, we don't know for sure yet. Yeah, the mono black metagame. Can we board Hell Dozer for the mirror? Is it an artifact? Destroy target land. So slow. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of mana here. I would prefer to get a Coffers with this Expedition map, but see what happens. They're probably gonna get a Cabal Coffers off their Profane Tutor. Obviously, we're hoping also we just find something to do with their mana, which we didn't do. These Fatal Pushes are also like super dead game 1. Game 2, they bring in Voidwalkers though. Maybe playing Phoenix or Phoenix for the Pioneer PT. It's a little early to say. I think that it's incredibly likely that Pioneer is super open to brewing and exploration and innovation. That's been my impression of Pioneer for a long time, is that you just don't have many people working on the format, and so like a lot of people have like really reductive views of the metagame that are probably not completely accurate. People also have reductive views of the modern metagame too, that I also don't really feel like are super accurate. I think my plan is actually just get another Coffers and hope to top deck well. No, I'm not playing a Hive. I don't think the Hive's that good. Okay, so my Karn turns off their coating. I'm 1 mana short of Bolas' Citadel. So yeah, I think we just Golos this turn. It does think we can't activate the Golos. I think we put a Castle Locthwain into play. Maybe it's the third Coffers is better. I think we could probably go for a castle instead. I'm starting to really enjoy the mirror, to be honest. But it grabs a Wurmcoil that they can't cast. I think that's a very good sign for us. Is Boat not crewable in the deck? I was kind of thinking there weren't enough Karn mirrors to really want the Sky Sovereign, but maybe now that the mirror match is actually starting to become popular, that's not the case. How's it Phoenix and Pioneer? People say it's very good. But 2 spines, use sideboard, use 1 to legend, roll the other while also being a Vindicate. I don't know that there's room. Like, you just can't. I don't think that you can play every card you would want to in this deck, unfortunately. Okay, so we're just gonna grab a Citadel. And then we can Citadel and activate Golos this turn. We're just gonna play Citadel first. Dude, Citadel's just been so good. You don't have to... It's just been so good. Am I getting Griselbrand? My life total's not that high. I might get Thoughtseize. I might get Invoke Despair. I'll just get another Cabal Coffers, actually. Oh, maybe that wasn't good. It probably doesn't matter too much, to be honest, at this point. Just throw away our Demonic Tutor. Or, because we just have another one. Takanuma. Get back to Karn. Yep. No, I'm not playing Torment of Hailfire. I'm actually just trying to play good cards. It's my wild take on the deck. Torment of Hailfire is the mono black expansion explosion. Will I play any Pioneer on the channel to prep for the Pro Tour? Yes, but I'm going to be doing my prep off stream, I think, is my plan. Is this lethal? This is 15 points of damage. And then the Invoke Despair is lethal. Is Invoke that much better than Torment of Hailfire? Yes. It's like I know we get this. We talk about Torment so much. It's just like EDH has just rotten all of your brains. Like Torment of Hailfire is not close to being playable in Modern. Like Torment of Hailfire is nice in EDH where it affects each opponent, and like games are also big and goofy there. But let's imagine that you cast this for 5 mana like you would cast Invoke Despair. Each opponent loses 3 life unless the player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. So, like, against, like, Wrenn and 6 decks, like, it's super easy for them to discard extra lands. Against, like, Abundant Growth, it's, like, really bad. And they can also just, like, your opponent can, in this deck specifically, they can just take 15 damage easily, since you have, like, no pressure against them. If you do this for X equals 5, if you spend 7 mana on the spell, your opponent can just go, okay, I'll take 15 and just not care. You know what I mean? And if you're spending 5, 6, 7 mana on a spell and it doesn't impact the board at all, this is not a card you should have in your deck. This is a card that is should not have in your deck. Okay, on the draw, I want 2 pushes. We do something like this. I think I like boarding in the Golos. I was pretty good to get with Karn that game, though. You really want to draw 1. Boarding goes off, it feels good. Yeah, and it's also like... But that's the thing. If you spend 10 mana on any spell in Modern, like, you're gonna win. But it's like, it's just like... The Torment of Hailfire just wins you the game when any other big spell would win you a game in that situation, right? Torment of Hailfire, if you're putting it in your deck, any other expensive card would win you the game when you cast Torment, but it never helps you like win games that you would otherwise be losing. Yeah, 10 mana is Karn plus Citadel, which is crazy, or Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Like, and giving your opponent like perfect control over what the modes happen is just also so bad. I guess I'm just not very high on Invoke. That's fine, but it's like, you know, you can maybe find something different. Invoke is good because it makes them sacrifice creatures and draws you cards to keep going, right? But or you know, the fact that Invoke answers permanents for sure, and if they don't have permanents to answer, draws you cards. That you don't play it for the life loss. That may be like the sauce that you're getting lost in. The life loss is not the reason to play the card, in my opinion. Saying this deck should play Ulamog? I don't think it should. I think you could, though. Give him the Prioritize. Prioritize played the map and not getting it discarded. Try to play around Liliana. They did show us Liliana last game. Ask me if I'm going to tutor a Urborg. my opponent's going to probably do the work for me here. It's a pretty good draw. Okay, they naturally drew Urborg. So they can invoke a little Despair here. So I lose 6, they draw 3 cards. Okay, this deck plays Saga to Pressure. Never put Saga in this deck. Lands that sacrifice themselves are just like so bad to what you want to be doing here. I really, really caution you against the urge to play Urza Saga. Alright, I'm just going to get a second Coffers, and it looks like we're probably entering a top deck war, but my opponent got to draw 2 cards first. I think that I'm probably... whoops, I didn't mean to sacrifice that. It's okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna try to draw Thoughtseize here. Different... Wrong 1 mana spell, I guess. And so this is worse against a discard spell in hand. Punt? I mean, is it a punt for the line I took to not work out? It didn't work out very well, but I said why I took the line I did, right? If I have Thoughtseize on top, it's way better. Oh, is the punt the clicking to fetch land? Because even that's like, I don't usually feel like misclicks or punts. I do think I'm going to concede if I don't draw a good card here. This is a good card, I guess. So getting a Cataracts I don't think makes a lot of sense, since they could kill with Karn, but also I can't activate the Golos because of the Karn. Or it misclicks punts. Well, I think that punt is usually like... I think it's just like a different definition. Like punts are like misplays usually, and then misclicks are like their own thing. Where like in general misclicks are like somewhat unavoidable. Like they're just gonna happen some amount of the time. But yeah, there's like no lesson to be learned from a misclick, but there's oftentimes lessons to be learned from a punt. Cataracts is indestructible. That Karn Coating can still kill it. It turns it into a creature that's a 0/0 that just dies to state bait effect, so Cataracts being indestructible doesn't change that. So they probably grab Takanuma here. Joss, you the 2 months, appreciate you. Punts are more about the line selection. Yeah, that's usually punts are like, yeah, the misplays, like you take the wrong line. But like, you know, misclicks are kind of their own thing, I feel. a good line. I think I'm just gonna take my draw step. So when do I do this? I guess I have to do this now. The problem is I don't also get to activate Castle on their turn. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay, I was just dead. I don't know why I thought this killed the Ballista. That's a punt. Not that I actually had any outs. For whatever reason, I thought the Ballista and killed the Ballista. Obviously doesn't. Okay, on the play, I'm going to play the 4th Voidwalker over 2nd push. Go to game 2. Yeah, just no outs there at that point. Keeping this. Their turn we control. Yeah, but we have no outs on their turn. We're also, I think, just dead to them pumping the Ballista 4 times anyways. But I have no, like, instant speed card I could draw there. Am I leaning towards this or Jund tomorrow? I think kind of this, to be honest. Like, I think I'm starting to actually like the 4-color Omnath matchup with this deck. I'm starting to think it's pretty good. Yeah. If you just look at the deck, I didn't have. Oh, sorry, I did have Fatal Push. I did have Fatal Push. Okay, we're still very likely dead, but I did forget that we boarded in the pushes. Do you think they'd take in more of your outs, killing your own Urborg last game? I didn't have an Urborg in play. Oh, killing their own Urborg. Yeah, killing their own Urborg may have been like secretly the correct line. It's just like that's a really hard line to take, though, right? Awesome, Professor. Glad you liked the video. I'm really happy with how it turned out. What is the best hate against this deck? Like land destruction effects, so like pillage is like really good against you. You're not that weak to Blood Moon usually, but Blood Moon's not bad. Malaki, thank you for the 16. Appreciate ya. Yeah, Out by Moon's fine, but like the thing is, you can just kind of like ignore those cards usually. Damping Sphere. I mean, Damping Sphere is like if you just have Urborg in play, like what's good about this deck is all your cards are just castable. You can just cast all your cards pretty easily here. Okay. So I think we're just gonna play and crack the map this turn, and I think we grab a basic swamp. It's kind of weird, right? But my opponent's Cabal Coffers, like you just can never turn on your opponent's Urborg. So I can go grab basic swamp end of turn, and then I can Karn for coating, probably try to end the game like that. And then my Coffers is gonna tap for extra mana, obviously. Coffers versus 1 black. Yeah, this turn doesn't make any extra mana. This turn is going to make 1 extra mana next turn. So you boarded, you trimmed discard spells. No, you trimmed the removal spells and removal spells, pushes, and damnations. The discard spells are important. Just like interact with your opponent and try to like slow them down while you run away with the game. Has this deck become pretty popular online? It's becoming a lot more popular. You know, Nasif has been picking up the deck too. Trellon's still playing it. I think people are realizing pretty quickly it's not a meme. Obviously, people are playing different cards here, but it's I think it's it feels like the deck is proving itself. I kind of just want to cast Bolas' Citadel. It's like so bad to not just Stone Rain them though. I guess I can Bolas' Citadel next turn, too. No, I can't. I can also go for Golos. I'm gonna get for Citadel. Ballista X equals 3 is maybe fine here, too. Pretty happy about that draw. I think I'm gonna get another Coffers. Voidwalker, Lily, Thoughtseize. Any creatures in the graveyard? No. I'm gonna draw a card though. Doom was hating on Lily. Can you explain what her role in the deck is? I'm kind of done with the Liliana slander, to be honest. Liliana, like, just won the PTQ right now, the showcase challenge. The card's very strong. I can talk about it though, but like Liliana is like the only card that is both like meaningful interaction against creature decks and meaningful interaction against any deck, being, you know, pressure against the hand, right? Which is incredibly important, because when you're playing a mono black deck with Karn, if you're going to cut Lilianas, you don't have enough creature interaction, and if you play removal spells over Liliana, you don't have enough. It's so hard to build your sideboard in a way that you can cut all your dead removal spells in matchups that the removal spells are dead. I also think that like people like look at Liliana and they just are like, everybody on Twitter says you're bad, and then like they just like evaluate the card through like this super hypercritical lens when it's just a really important role player in this deck. You know what I mean? It's like, it obviously is bad against certain things, but it's just like incredibly important to the deck's overall construction, and you can sideboard it out in matchups that it's bad, like any other card that exists, and it really helps you bridge the gap into the late game, to the mid game. IDK for like Golos. I can't believe, I don't know how much you've been watching, but I can't believe anybody's not sold on Golos at this point. The card is absurd. So we're playing against Titan, I think. I think Dom Harvey, I might be misremembering who it was, posted a 61 card Amulet Titan deck to Twitter today or yesterday. I don't know. It's all blending together. But I think that's what we're playing against, is Titan. 61 card special. Could be something else, obviously. I think there's been points in the past 2 years where Lily is almost unplayable. I agree with that too. Okay, no, oh, they added the persist as the 61st card, I think. I do agree. At some points, Liliana's definitely been worse. This was actually what I lost you earlier, was this Mardu Blink deck. Did I change anything about my latest version of Grixis Warding Mine Earth? Do I like it generally? I do like it. I think we ran like a little bad. I think that it's got like, it's definitely a deck I believe in. Yeah, it's definitely a deck I believe in. Okay, they built a priest. It's pretty good. Come on, Profane Tutor, Urborg, Expedition map. Would I play Grist over Lily if it were mono black? Maybe. I also think like that's another thing. Like when people go, Grist is so much better than Liliana, it's like you're not wrong that Grist is a better card than Liliana, but like I do think like you just have like a crucial misunderstanding of like how these decks, or maybe not this deck specifically, but how decks like Red Black and Jund Saga and Jund, like what they do in the meta game. Like these decks are really good at ripping apart your opponent's hand and applying meaningful pressure before like the other decks, you know, can recoup. And Grist, and like if you want to play the deck that generates the most value, you're not playing Jund, right? Like, and Grist is just a value card. Or mostly just a value card. And it's like if your goal is to play the most value, you need to be playing Omnath. You need to be playing Omnath. And like, you know, you're not beating Omnath at their own game, you know. Looking to play Jund Saga SCG Dallas. Do you feel like the Besage can replace traditional artifact enchantment, Halic EE, Grudge, Chalice Decay? I'm pretty sure that's what I've been playing. I know we're playing against a Stitcher supplier here. I know Liliana is not good on this board. You don't need to tell me. I think I'm going to Edict. And you feel really bad about it. I know she's not good here. Have I considered Omnath and Jund? Oh, they milled an Ox. And they're going to be able to escape it next turn. I think the Smarty deck is good. I do think it's good, yeah. I think there's a lot of different ways you can build it. I'm kind of interested in just playing the list and playing Thoughtseize in the main over Stitcher Supplier. I'm not sure if that's correct, though. But I do like it. I think that the enchantment channel flicker card, I think that card's not very good. It does seem like the modern community is in the middle of a torrid love affair with this card, though. Wait, what are they casting? This Prismatic Ending? Okay, deal. Really happy they're doing this, not answering to Liliana. Okay, so Profane Tutor can find me my Urborg in 2 turns. I would not recommend a Door to Nothingness, no. Yeah, Touch the Spirit Realm. Like I've played against that card a lot. It's never like really looked that powerful to me. I understand that it's flexible, but like the fact that it doesn't deal with enchantments is just a deal breaker for me. Like if you're gonna play a white interactive card like this, in my opinion, it really has to be something that can deal with Rest in Peace. How did I find the announcement? I was very excited about the announcement. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab the Urborg, and then we can Damnation plus Castle Locthwain next turn if we don't draw anything better. Yeah, also missing his Planeswalkers is big. Yeah, I think the Fabled is fine. I think that card's also is like a little overhyped, but it's fine. We're gonna go Damnation, Liliana plus Castle Locthwain. The first regional, yeah, the first Pro Tour is gonna be Pioneer, is what they said. Uh-oh. That's scary. Yeah, they got Priests in the graveyard too. Oh boy. Okay, they're not immediately playing a land and unearthing Priests. Maybe they just don't have a land. Evoking Fury, pitching HCA. Oh wait, hold on. They're main decking HCA in their Reanimator deck. I also hate this. I don't do that. Don't play this card in your Persist Archon of Cruelty deck. That is not a good plan. I think I'm actually going to draw a card here first, so that maybe I can sandbag Liliana for next turn and kill an Edict on Archon, I guess. But the problem is you could have a second Ox, or second Priest, so maybe I'm just like never beating them. Drawing an untapped land here. Can I talk about the meta decision with Goro Ephemerate and Archon Ephemerate? I'm trying. So it's a little fast, I think, to figure out the differences. Like I think I like the Griselbrand Ephemerate more in a. Wait, they're using Ox this turn? They're exiling their Priests and their Archons. I can't believe this. I actually can't believe they're doing this. What did they draw for turn? Ephemerate? I can't believe they chose to like just exile those. Shocks me. I kind of want to play the third Bloodchief's Thirst, to be honest, over the fourth push. I've been thinking about this lately. Is there a reason we didn't run out the Blast Zone? Yes, they had an Archon of Cruelty and a Priest of Fell Rites in their hand in the graveyard, so I'm holding the Blast Zone to discard it to Archon, and then Liliana Edict the Archon was the game plan. Alright, let's channel this. We can get the Liliana back if we brick on everything else, but we didn't brick Golos. Which can maybe just Bojuka Bog here. Can I finish the train of thought? I think that the Goryo's deck is better in a Solitude metagame. I also think that the Archon deck is better at a metagame full of a lot of graveyard hate. But like, there's got to be like there's more to it, I think, than like those two specific factors. And I haven't necessarily figured out the rest of the ins and outs to the case. I probably should have played the Cataracts first to play around removal spell, huh? I feel like the puff to Jun's mana base worth losing the Jun Triumph joke. No, the joke is precious. Yeah, we've been talking about the announcement nonstop. I'm really happy. If you watched my pre-reaction video, I think that this is a little bit better than the Scenario 3. It's like, I didn't get everything on my Scenario 3 wishlist, but I actually got a lot from my Scenario 4 wishlist. So I am overall very happy. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and make that swap. The thirst has just been so good, I feel. I think I just want to do a 3-3 split. Yeah, they're not exactly GPs. It seems what they're doing is they're kind of separate. I may not have the firmest grasp yet on this, but from what I understand, it's like they're separating the GPs into their own, the main event of GPs into their own event, and then like the more casual side of like Magic Fest is kind of becoming its own thing too. So they're just kind of splitting the two, from what I can tell, from what I can gather, which I think is fine. It's not like exactly how I think most of us would want it to happen, but I do think it's fine. And like if that's the trade-off we have to make for the branding of the Pro Tour coming back, the Pro Tours being $500,000 tournaments, Worlds is $1 million, and the tournaments are paper and the tournaments are not just standard, I think that's like an easy trade. To be honest, like the decision to bring back just the branding of the Pro Tour just makes me so emotional. It just really means a lot to me. Wash, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. And it's like, it's obviously just like a name. It doesn't really matter that much, but it does make me a little choked up. They comment on coverage events for below petite. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Like, you know, this was not, you know, again, I made a big YouTube video about this. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'd recommend watching it, but, you know, so there is scenario 1, all the Doomers are right, Wizards kills Magic, they just end the game. They criminalize owning Magic cards. Scenario 2 is disappointing new system. Scenario 3 is the announcement is good, actually. I think we got a little bit better than a Scenario 3. And then Scenario 4 was all my dreams coming true. And we didn't quite have all my dreams come true, but this was definitely a big W for us today. The competitive players. Big W today. Yeah, the announcement is, I think, like 5:30 my time. Think you'd ever play Legacy again? Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah. Yeah, back to the grind. Yeah, I think that, like, you know, obviously Huey is just one employee at, like, a large soulless corporation, but Huey definitely, I think, has a lot of the, you know, Huey's someone, you know, he like, very, very high on the short list of people, like, I would trust to run the organized play system. It seems like he's done a awesome job so far. We'll see how things evolve, but we will just credit all the good things to Huey and give him none of the blame. So which of your reactions is this? This is the live reaction. Scenario, we'll call it 3.1. I don't know if I'm going to have time to make a second YouTube video tonight. We'll see. I've got some CFB stuff to do, and then I'm also looking at House after the stream. Might show you guys the sideboard for the Coffers randomer list. I can pull it up real quick. You can get your screenshot already. I didn't play very much of this. I really, what I dislike about this version is it's so weak to graveyard hate. And so, like, maybe what you could do is play Invoke Despair over, like, Liliana in this list, but Liliana being a discard outlet is also really important, and I didn't love having to splash white. I do think you have to. Just clip Scenario 3 and re-upload. Yeah, it's not exactly Scenario 3, though. It's not that far off. Yeah, Scenario Pine. 4:30 Texas time, thank you. Well, I play Pioneer. Yeah, my plan is to do some work on Pioneer this weekend. Like, obviously, I might just not enjoy it that much, but my plan is to just work on Pioneer this weekend, see how I feel about the format, and if I like it, we'll play some on Monday. Tomorrow, there's a Modern Super Qualifier that starts at the time I usually start the stream, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to be starting off with that. Wait, they made themselves discard a card? They're gonna reanimate their Obsidian Charmaw? Okay. Okay. It's pretty good. I do have a Profane Tutor coming off suspend, though. Don't ephemerate, don't ephemerate, don't ephemerate, don't ephemerate. Fuck. When you decide whether spinning Golos is better, like fetching Cataract for switching and Coffers, as a general rule of thumb, if you have a lot of gas in your hand like we do, you just want more mana, and if you have a lot of gas in your hand, you just want more mana. So we get another Coffers. I've got 6 mana here. 5 mana. Oh no. So I can't Karn for Torpor Orb. So I guess I just have to Golos. Get the 4th Coffers. We played the Lotus Field deck this morning. We had like a bad running with it. I'm kind of thinking I want to play this. We were 9-1 with this deck yesterday. No. Currently 1-1 up a game. Oh, awesome. They hit the Urborg. I've got an I'm really happy that they hit Urborg and not the coffer. Start going after the rest of the coffers. I have a second Urborg here. I can't Thoughtseize them. Got 5 mana though. Top deck lands, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate ya. Profane for Liliana there, the map for Coffers. The Liliana doesn't do much against Leyline of Sanctity. Demon Lich Pioneer. There's no good enablers for Demon Lich and Pioneer, I think. We could maybe look closer at it. Does Needle do anything? Not really. Spellbomb doesn't get through the Leyline. Orb is just so good against their deck. I'm gonna grab that. I think using Karn's exile ability to cast artifacts from exile is underutilized. I once built a deck around returning Ugin's Nexus and taking infinite turns, or mini turns, by returning it with Karn. Don't think it's too much deeper than... I don't think there's like a lot of like underexplored ways to use it though. What is my opponent's hand? Who knows? Alright, I guess I'm kind of feeling Voidwalker into Orb here. Discard 2 Thoughtseize. Orb first plays around Solitude in response. I don't really mind if they Solitude because I get to gain 7. And they go down to 1 card in their hand. Maybe this attack's bad. Don't really need to like pressure their life total. They're like, I liked the newest version of Wandering Mind. It's something I want to revisit. We didn't like run very well that day, but like I do believe in the deck. I think I'm relatively happy with the list too. So this attack likely means that they've got a Persist, but I've got a Voidwalker in play, so they have to kill the Voidwalker first. They may just like not realize that the Voidwalker exiles the Charmaw and concede. Oh, I also have Torpor Orb too. Okay, never mind. This doesn't matter. If they like bolt the Griselbrand, that's fine. I'll just draw 7. Okay. You'll attack, concede. So lost to the Mardu Reanimator deck, then beat it in round 3. Got a revenge. Playing against Gigantha the Wellspring. I feel like Gigantha's been like almost exclusively Shadow lately when I see it. I might keep this hand just because you don't want to mulligan that aggressively against Shadow. Oh, who was also seen 2 days ago playing Shadow. We can also get Blast Zone with Map, which is pretty good against them. I think I might actually just get a Urborg here, since they didn't discard me on turn 1. I think the Damnation is probably going to be good, and you usually want to get Urborg first, because you've got 4 coffers that like need an Urborg in play to be good, right? I do think the creativities are good. I think they're a little underplayed. think the new Esper Charm is playable in Stoneblade since you can make deck and Kaito. I mean, the problem with like Esper Stoneblade is already that you have way too many 3-drops. Like that's the issue with the Esper Stoneblade decks. Is you have millions of 3-drops with like Dakin, Teferi, Kaito, and so like Archmage's Charm is also like a card you want to play in those decks, but like can't because you kind of, I guess, are playing the deck to play Planeswalkers in the first place, maybe. And so I don't think that I don't think that the Obscura Charm like solves any problems Esper Stoneblade has, and is versatile but also not that powerful. Well, I really doubt my opponent's going to play into the Damnation because they know about it. That being said, they can't drown into Locket. Dakin, or Kaito, sorry. Kaito's really good here. Obscura Charm returning 3-mana Teferi seems very powerful. I don't know. It's like as powerful as a 3-mana Teferi is, right? Because you're spending 3 mana to put a Teferi into play. It's like, which is fine, right? Obviously, like that's the going rate for a Teferi. But like you have to have a Teferi in play and die, and those cards, the card does die pretty often. But like I do think it's fine. But it also like kind of has the same mana curve problems that you have with like basically any other deck with Obscura Charm. Is like Obscura Charm is a 3-drop that wants you to play other 3-drops for it to return. And the reality is that in Modern, you're like really hard capped on the number of 3-drops you can play in these decks, especially these blue decks. It's like you're looking at maybe 7 to like 9, 10 if you're going nuts, and so it's just like the deck building restrictions are kind of a nightmare with the card. All right, a few too many lands, huh? We can cast this if we draw a Coffers next turn, though. That being said, like it does have Eliminate staple to it, and you know counter target instant sorcery. So, like I like the versatility is good. Like I'm not saying the card is completely unplayable, but it's like it's in my opinion going to be very much fringe playable. We'll be seeing you at Texas PPTQs, yeah, for sure. Gonna draw a card end of turn, I think. Can it only get 3s? There's very few like good multicolored 2-drops, and there's like basically 0 good multicolor 1-drops. Guess we should have drawn first. That's worse into a discard spell though. Yeah, I think the Grixis one's not very good. Naya one's obviously pretty bad. I don't know. Okay, Coffers is good if we draw a big thing. Didn't. Push is not a terrible draw though. It's like, yeah, like Rin in 6 and like Territorial Kavu, but like returning these for 3 mana is not crazy good. Yeah, Grimflayer's time to shine. Man, losing 4 life to draw a card here is pretty rough. I just think it's so likely that they've got a Drowned Lock at this point, and they've got a 9/9 Shadow. I probably have to draw the card. No, I think they've got a Drown, they just don't care about the push. We don't have enough creatures in this deck to play Witch's Cottage, but if you were going to build a version with more creatures, you could play it. Okay, that maybe, if they have 1 Drown, can let us beat it, or we could theoretically bog ourselves, but don't have any action. I will also say this, like a lot of people do talk about like the versatility of this card is like why it's good, and I do think the card's somewhat playable. I do think it's a somewhat fringe playable modern card, the new Esper Charm, but I think that players also like overvalue versatility on their 3-drops in modern. I think that like that comes from like a somewhat outdated mindset of like what makes cards good, where for the most part power level is what's important in modern, right? Yeah, also competes with Archmage's Charm. Yeah, I don't really understand why people like the Grixis one, but Grixis players are also kind of like that, right? Oh, this hand's good. Yeah, we have a Cascading Cataracts in the deck to activate Golos. So we got 2 discard spells. I think I just take the Channeler. I don't know. I'm not saying that versatility is not. It's not the there's not nothing to consider there, but I am saying that people generally overrate consistency. Oh, sorry, or overrate versatility. Is it versatility what makes a lot of cards powerful? Archmage, for example. Yeah. Listen, like there's tens and tens of thousands of Magic cards. Like, it's hard for me to make any sweeping generalization. My point here is that overall people overvalue versatility. That's the only point I'm making. Obviously, some cards are good because they're more versatile. That was not the point I was trying to make. Your Bruce finally arrived at just small LGS. That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you tell him? I'm an 18-month sub from old Aspiring Spike. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do some Pioneer stuff next week. Tomorrow there's a modern PTQ that we're gonna play instead. I think we'll just see what happens. It's an exciting new world, a lot of options, and we're still out here casting Golos. And we're gonna get the Cascading Cataracts again. General rule of thumb: you don't have a lot of mana, you're gonna want to usually get the Cataracts. This does put us, I think, needing to top deck a land to activate. Yeah, we do need to top deck a land to activate it. Could maybe got Castle there. Yeah, I'm pretty seriously considering playing this deck. Over the last 2 days, we're like 11. No, hold on. Over the last 2 days, we're 12-2. Maybe about to be 12-3. Still a very good record. Yeah, maybe I should have got the Castle. I don't know. I do definitely put myself in a position by getting the Cascading Cataracts where drawing lands is good and drawing spells is good. My opponent's hand is Gigantha Mystery card, but they also have this this Kroxa. That was the 4-color matchup. I actually think it's pretty good. I've beaten it the last couple times I played against it. You don't have no. I'm 1 mana short. It costs 7 to activate Golos. We have, and then this doesn't count towards the mana because you have to tap it to make the colors, to filter the black. I'd rather trade out Blaststone than Damnation. I think that I'm just gonna take 8 and try to activate Golos next turn, or draw like a Karn and play an Ensnaring Bridge. If I sack the Blaststone, I lose like those outs. We did draw the land. Obviously need to hit well here. So I guess we probably should tap this. Alright, hard to imagine that this is not a good hit for us. I guess I just Profane Tutor for another Bloodchief's Thirst. Fuck. Well then. I'm gonna kill the Shadow. And then take 9 from the Kroxa, I think. You had lethal by killing Kroxa? How? My opponent's at 5. What's lethal here? Apps. The rare and uncommon chat lethal. I think I just have to grab Bridge, right? Do you think Golos is a 5/5? It's a 3/5. They also have this Spell Pierce. Oh, sorry, but they had the Tap Shadow. Okay, XL's turn to Iteration. Do I have 10 mana here? I need 10 mana to kill them with Ballista. I have 9 mana. Two for March. I couldn't cast March that turn. They have 1 mana left. Get Torpor Orb. Well, if they have another Kroxa, I guess they can play and escape it. Yeah, a Bolas' Citadel moment. I think I just get Ballista. Gotta cast it because of Ragavan. Yeah, I know another Kroxa kills us. A removal spell doesn't kill us, right? Oh, removal spell kills their Kroxa. But no, but then I get to just discard Griselbrand. Well, yeah, no way to beat that card. Sad. Mulligan. I think it's a Yorion deck. It's gonna be like the Cataracts. Your mods always ban people. I mean, that's what they do. I think in general, over modding is better than under modding. I also think like saying this deck is bad is a generally unhelpful comment. It does nothing but to bring the the energy of the stream down and offers like no constructive criticism. But I just kind of like to make fun of comments like that rather than, you know, ban immediately, kind of do a warning and then evaluate from there, I guess. So put a mold to 5, I mold to 6. They ending my first expedition map. I'm not sure if I want to play out the second one right now. I think I'll just kind of treat this expedition map as more of a 3-drop, so we can maybe blank another ending in their hand. Look at the Monorella process for the prelim. I didn't see it. If someone wants to think it, we can take a look. I do kind of think that Mono Red Prowess is interesting. Specifically, Underworld Breach is something I'm kind of wanting to like explore with the archetype. So I can go. So I have 2 options here. I think I can go Karn plus, or sorry, Liliana plus, and discard either Expedition Map or one of my expensive cards, which feels somewhat nice when they've only got 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, I think I kind of like Karn, or Liliana discard Karn here. And then I can go for Golos in 2 turns and try to go over the top. Yeah, I'm excited for Pioneer too. Vindicate. So they're actually 5 colors. I love Vindicate. I kind of want to play more of the card, to be honest. I really don't want to discard the second Golos. I think I'm just not gonna, actually. The rare, no activation. Although, to be honest, not that rare these days. Do I know what I'll play in Pioneer? Not really. I'm gonna like look at the established metagame, kind of see like if like I'm gonna do like I do in Modern, where I'm gonna try to take a look and see like, is there an established archetype that I think is built incorrectly or could be improved upon, and yeah, the Goloses are just too good to discard here. I guess they are probably Niv, huh? Because they're playing the Sprawl. Yeah, so like I'm gonna try to see like, is there an existing archetype that I think I can improve upon? Is there do I have an idea for a brew that I think potentially could be worked on too? Like, those are just like the first 2 questions I'm gonna ask, and hopefully the answer is yes to one of those questions. Yeah, I saw some people were playing Red Black Anvil. I'm pretty excited to like look into that. They bounced Golos? That's wild. Lutri with Esper Charm, love it. Love it. 4-color Hinata and Pioneer. I'm kind of interested in the Hinata deck, yeah. I'll probably draw a card here. It'd be good to find a land. I'm gonna get the Cascading Cataracts this turn, I think. Yeah, pass back. I think with 3 Goloses in hand too, the Cataracts just makes a little too much sense. It's a Niv? I haven't seen a Niv cast in a long time. The Stream Decker add-on always seems to block your record of the league layout. Yeah, it's weird because I can't see the Stream Decker overlay on my view. Can't you, like, minimize it? Is that not a thing? Okay. Gets rid of my Golos. Pluses. Got another play. Okay, just get a land back. Okay, so I think this turn it's a relatively straightforward. Golos for Coffers, Karn for Needle, suspend Profane Tutor. Oh no, I'm 1 mana short of the Tutor. Guess we're just not going to do that. Yeah, no worries, Ulamog. Okay, I love this. It's kind of a funny, I feel like, contradiction a little bit with the... I'm just going to bounce the Golos versus... Okay, I need to Solitude it. I need to Solitude it right now. Alright, Tybalt, Cosmic Imposter. Good name with Needle. We can play and activate Golos next turn. Helix is Karn. 2 cards in hand. One of them is a Yorion, which doesn't give them almost any value right now. Have I tried Lotus Field and Pioneer? I think I have. I think back when we were doing donation decks, we did it one time. I could be misremembering. How do you do Coffers Mass so quickly? I've just been playing the deck for a little while, so I'm starting to just know what numbers are made. So and sometimes here where it's I know I'm just gonna activate Cabal Coffers. I just let the Magic Online do the math for me sometimes. Guess they can activate their Golos next turn. So here I think it's probably... Oh, you know what? Actually, I should leave this available for Takenuma. Yeah, I think being able to get Takenuma is more relevant. But I'm going to activate the second Coffers after I Golos, so it does tap for 1 more mana. Get another Coffers here. I guess, and I can get another Coffers this turn if I feel like I need to. I just don't need to crack the map yet. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and Liliana first and Edict so that the Invoke Despair hits them for 2 more. Can be kind of interesting if they choose to sack the Tybalt or the Renin 6. Because, obviously unlocking the Tybalt's a big path to victory, but it's currently needled. They do leave the Tybalt to try to unlock. Yeah, so I think I will just go and get the 4th Coffers. Play the 4th Coffers, tap it for mana, suspend 2 Profane Tutors, then draw a card. And draw a card. Pass. Probably should have exiled a different card, whatever. Worth pushing the Goals just to get the yard? I don't know. Maybe. Bad deck. I was kind of... I can't believe earlier we got a comment someone saying that they still weren't sold on the Goloses. Yeah, Golos is 5. Well, you can push Golos to get it into the yard, and so that way, you would want to do that because you would get to Castle Locthwain for less damage. So at least I think what they're saying. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the 3rd Bloodchief's Thirst for the next league. It's obviously a really small change, but I've been pretty impressed by Thirst in this deck. Is this going to be Pioneer at the first PT, still going to be Modern? So yeah, so Pioneer's going to be the first Pro Tour. The first Pro Tour is far away still. Okay, this hand's good if they don't have Teferi and we draw a land. I think I'm going to mulligan. Just too likely one of those 2 things happens. I think this is actually a reasonable try to hardcast Griselbrand hand, or sorry, Wurmcoil hand. Maybe we're supposed to play Swamp on turn 1. Probably better to Bog. Oh, they're fetching a response? Pretty bad if they're on Renin 6. This deck looks like it could have been pretty viable while nothing new makes the deck over the top. So, like, I think Invoke Despair is, like, what got Trell on and then me, like, looking closer at the deck. But, yeah, this deck, I think has been kind of viable for a while. And I think, you know, a banning like Luris definitely, you know, makes people look harder at decks like this. But it is also true, like, Modern is just a generally open format with, like, lots of room for innovation and exploration. I think I need to play this turn. Obviously, like, the possibility of missing my land drop next turn is rough, but, like, if they have a Teferi in their hand, it's just, like, so important, I think, to get off the Inquisition. And I do like getting to take the Veil of Summer. So probably maybe go Sprawl plus Cycle or Sprawl plus Yorion. Veil, thank you 3 months. Appreciate you. Oh, boy. Does this change my opinion on the Golos Commander tag? Well, I mean, the thing about my opinion on the Golos Commander ban is I don't actually have an opinion. My opinion is that I'm kind of, like, out of touch with Commander, and I just had one delirious stream where I pretended like it was something I was invested in. Whether they draw a Bring to Light, it's a Niv. Ugh. They found a Vindicate too. It's really bad for us. Opponent's rips have been pretty good. That being said, we do get to Golos this turn. They found Bring to Light, Vindicate, and Teferi Time Raveler as their 3 cards. So they're going to Bring to Light for Tybalt here. Just Omnath first, see what happens. I think Niv is better than General Rock right now. I mean, I think the 4-color Omnath decks are better than both of those. So map for Coffers now is mana positive? Yes. Yes, it is. But I don't think it's so. I don't think we're gonna have 15 mana next turn. Well, we have Expedition map if they do Vindicate on the Urborg. At the start of next Mono Black League, can we get a cast Emrakul prediction? Yeah, we can. What version of Creativity do you think is the best one? I think the Archon version that plays Rin and 6 into Fairy. I think the Titan version's good too. I know that Caleb likes that one a lot. Okay, so they do Vindicate the Urborg. I can map for my second copy of Urborg. But they get to, like, Bring to Light for Valky next turn. They're hitting me in the air for a bunch. It's not looking great. Especially because I just don't have enough for Emrakul next turn, right? Yeah, it's not enough. So I have to go to game 3. I haven't actually played, like, these matchups very much. I've never hardcast Emrakul before. I'm not sure if it's, like, correct actually to play this over the 10 mana one, but it is a lot more powerful. It's a lot more game ending. I do think that these games usually go late enough to hardcast this card, but not always, obviously. Yeah, like if we could survive 2 more turns, we're casting it. If they don't Vindicate, we're casting it. If I top deck Coffers here, I cast him. Yeah, if this turn I top decked, no, I had to top deck Urborg this turn and then search for Coffers. Yeah, it's also, you know, you can hit off Golos. I think it is, like, also, like, largely in the sideboard for the mill matchup, right? Is this scenario 3 or 4? It's, like, a little bit better than scenario 3, not as good as scenario 4. Which is very good news. I did not ever imagine we'd have a like anything close to a scenario 4. Morrison, thank you with the 5 months. Appreciate you. I'm gonna block. What was the announcement? Pro Tours are coming back. They're actually calling them Pro Tours. They're coming back at the beginning of 2023 is what they're shooting for. And there are local events run by organizers that can feed you into what's called the Regional Championship, which if you're familiar with the RPTQs, these seem to be like those, but first place at one of these tournaments qualifies you for Worlds and the Pro Tour, which is huge. And then I don't think they announced exactly how many, like, what your record needs to be at one of these events, but it seems like you don't need to win them to qualify for the Pro Tour. Like, I imagine like top 8 is going to be pretty close to what you need. There's no way they name Emrakul, right? There's just like a 0% chance. You assume there's not GP or Magic Fest. So there are going to be Magic Fests, and there are going to be these bigger paper tournaments. I might not be getting all the details right, because I did just kind of read it on stream, but from what I understand, they're kind of separating the GP main events into their own event, and then the Magic Fests are kind of going to be like their own thing. Oh wait, this gets to name the Urborg even if it's okay. Never mind. Sorry, I didn't realize I could name Urborg if it was in my hand. I guess obviously that's the case. So we're just going to go to game. Just going to go to game 3. Get to be on the play. The top 32 makes the Pro Tour. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then, like, how big are the regional qualifiers supposed to be? I didn't realize it was that big. That's actually amazing. Top 48 for this year. Okay, I mean, that's fine, right? Gotta take the Veil. Then I can go Profane Tutor turn 2, then turn 3 Voidwalker, Thoughtseize, Omnath, maybe. I mean, they're probably gonna Thoughtseize me. We lost to the Mardu Reanimator deck. We also beat the Mardu Reanimator deck this league, and then we lost to Grixis Shadow, which I think is not a very good matchup. There aren't even 100,000 Magic players. That's just not true. There's maybe not 100,000 like tournament grinders, but there's millions of Magic players. And unlike I also said this in my video last night. I recorded a video talking about my thoughts, my pre-thoughts for the announcement. But the most important thing to me from this announcement was a system that gets new players playing the game. Because I just, like, it's maybe just my friends and, like, my Twitch chat, but, like, so many players I talk to are, like, disenfranchised Magic players who are, like, hoping for a change just like this to happen. And I think it's just, like, it was so hard for people to become enamored and franchised with the game, like, you know, like all of us used to be. And, I'm really excited by the announcement, and like that was my number one thing on the wish list, was like a system that would make new players want to play the game and make way for some kind of new generation. I do think that that's what we got. Tyler, I think the 2 months, a free Twitch Prime sub. That sounds like a scam. Sounds like spam. They Thoughtseized my Voidwalker, so of course we're going to draw our own Voidwalker via the old Thoughtseize bug. Wait, I'm kind of shocked that they took the Voidwalker over the Thoughtseize if they didn't have any other spells. Have you seen the okay, we were talking about the 4 monoliths from the prelim. Can somebody link it? I said this, someone maybe linked it, I missed it. But I'm interested in mono red prowess, and I'm interested in playing the deck with Sorry, I'm gonna Golos here. I'm interested in playing the deck with I don't know why I keep blanking. Underworld Breach. Okay, so we go Voidwalker, cast Omnath. Play Takenuma. Crack my fetch land. I actually have enough to just Archon. I guess I'll just Archon. Habs, thank you for the 19 months. Appreciate you. It's so weird to have an Omnath and play in your mono black deck. A bunch of people linking me the deck, and I'm just like glossing over it. Okay. So this looks kind of similar to where I was at with Mono Red Prowess. They're playing Heat. I wasn't playing Heat. They're playing 4 Reckless Impulse and only 3 Light Up the Stage. That shocks me. That shocks me to see that decision. And they're playing only 1 Crash Through. I really liked Crash Through when I was playing the deck. I was playing like 4 Crash Through, no heat to the main. I was playing 4 Din. 4 Din might not be correct, but... Okay, opponent conceded. Alright, so we're going to run it back this time with the 3rd Bloodchief's Thirst, right? Where are the Thirsts? Oh, this is the wrong deck.